Hello, boys and girls. I am Miss Becky. Each week, I'll be here to share encouraging and uplifting stories with you, just the way Miss Kathy would have wanted us to. Around and around. Ugh! Chris stopped running, but he kept breathing hard. Mrs. Peterson must be trying to kill us. Dee Dee and Maria stopped beside him. Maria was too busy breathing to say anything. Dee Dee huffed out a few words. She says it will make us stronger and faster. All I know is it's making me tired. Just then, Sammy appeared around the corner of the school building. His steps were slow, but he was still running. A few seconds later, the others understood why. Their teacher was right behind him. Don't stop moving, Mrs. Peterson called. If you're tired, try walking for one lap. If you stop, your muscles might cramp up. Keep going, everyone. Just 5 laps to go. As he caught up to the others, Sammy moaned, Why is it so much fun to run during football or soccer, but not now? Maybe it's because we're just going in circles, Chris suggested. He and the others walked along with Sammy. I wonder who decided that 7 laps around the school is the same as 1 mile. It feels like 40 miles, Dee Dee grumbled. I don't think I can keep going for 5 more laps. After a few minutes of walking, their breath stopped coming in huffs. Ha, Chris said. Too bad this isn't Jericho. Maria looked at him with one eyebrow raised. Jericho? You do remember where you are, don't you? This is school. This is our physical fitness class, and we're going around in circles. That's just it, Chris said. If this was Jericho and we marched around the walls 7 times, maybe the school would fall down. Ha ha, Sammy laughed. So did Dee Dee, but she added, Our Sabbath School lesson this week is about Jericho. Am I the only one who thinks that was a really strange story? Strange? Chris was surprised. I thought it was great. They marched around, blew the trumpets, then the walls fell down. What was strange about that? They walked around another corner of the building as Dee Dee answered, God could have knocked down the walls of Jericho the first day the Israelites got there. Why did he make them march around all week like that? I mean, it's like praying for God to help you on a test, and God says first to do your homework all week while you're standing on your head. Hey, that's right, Maria agreed. It's like asking God to help you find something you lost, and he says that first you have to walk around your neighborhood playing the violin or something. Sammy frowned. That is strange. Let's ask Mrs. Shue this weekend. By the time the lesson started in the shoebox, Dee Dee had told Jenny and Willie about their questions. She had her hand up before Mrs. Shue could even say a word. Yes, Dee Dee, what is it? Mrs. Shue asked. We all know the story of Jericho, but we're all a little confused about something. Why did God make them march around for 7 days? Couldn't he just make the walls fall down as soon as they were ready to attack Jericho? Mrs. Shue looked at them for a second. That is kind of hard to understand. Remember, though, that many of the Israelites didn't know much about God. They still thought that there were many gods, and they wanted to follow the strongest one. So God had to show them that he was stronger than the God of all the people of Jericho? Sammy asked. That's right, Mrs. Shue agreed. Now, Jericho was a small city, but it was in an important place. It blocked the way to the rest of the land of Canaan. Jericho had to be captured before the Israelites could take the rest of the land. Does anyone remember what God had told them over and over about the land of Canaan? Everyone thought for a second. Chris's hand shot up. That it was a rich land and that it was their home? Mrs. Shue nodded. That's right. But there's one other thing he always told them about Canaan. Willie? God told them that he would give them the land of Canaan. That's right. God said he would give it to them. Jericho was an important city to overthrow, and both the Israelites and the people of Jericho knew that those walls were too strong to be broken. Wait a minute, Jenny said. God wanted them to know that he had given Jericho to them, just like he was giving them the land of Canaan. Dee Dee got it too, so they knew that their marching around didn't do anything to knock down the walls. They marched because God told them to, and because they did what he said, God knocked the walls down. So, Mrs. Shue went on, after that, whenever they were discouraged, they remembered Jericho and what God had done for them there. Can any of you think of things that have happened to you that can help you remember that God cares about you? Everyone was silent for a moment. Then Maria spoke up. I remember the time our car broke down and some strangers stopped to help us. I still think they were angels. I remember when Butterscotch was lost, and I prayed that God would help me find her, Jenny said. He did help me. I'll never forget that tornado, Willie said, and how we found Grandpa under the tree and saved him. I know God helped us. When I crashed my sled at the bottom of Runaway Ridge, I was sure no one would find me, Chris added. But I prayed, and Dad came right to where I was. You remember that time we were lost in the woods? Sammy asked. We were really scared, but God helped us know what to do. Mrs. Shue smiled. This is exactly what the story of Jericho is for. It helps us to remember that God loves us and wants to be a part of our lives. The next week, Chris led the others around the school again for their physical fitness class. Come on, guys, he called as he turned and walked backwards for a few steps. 6 laps down, only 1 to go. Go away, Chris, Dee Dee moaned. I'm so tired even my ears hurt, especially when you talk. Chris laughed. What if the children of Israel had quit after only 6 times around? The walls of Jericho wouldn't have fallen down. Give us a break, Dee Dee called. They didn't have to run around Jericho, they just marched. The story you have heard today is from the Shoebox Kids Bible Stories, written by Jerry D. Thomas and used with permission from the Pacific Press Publishing Association. If you're interested in any other books published by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, please visit AdventistBookCenter.com or call 1-800-765-6955.
This podcast is a production of the Carolina Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.